So to get started in a multimedia setup here at CWC, the first thing you're going to want to do is find the document camera. So the document camera, as we pointed out before, it's either going to be on the right-hand side or the left-hand side of the teaching station. It may be in a drawer on the right or the left-hand side. So pull the drawers and look inside. The way to get the document camera prepared, if it's not already set up, is to gently raise the arm, as I'm doing here. Don't force it. And then the camera needs to be twisted so that the lens is facing downward. There's two light bars here that can also and should be raised up here so that you can have a clear view of the platen, the white platen. Do not write on the platen with dry erase or other types of markers. Use paper or see-through sheets of cellophane or what have you. So in order for a picture to appear on your screen, either the TV or the projector, it's necessary for the document camera to be turned on. So you'll notice here is the glowing red power button, which means that the document camera is turned off. In order to turn the document camera on to allow a picture to appear in the front of the room, press and hold the power button for about 1 second until it shifts to a blue color. Once it's glowing blue like this, it may take between 15 and 30 seconds in order for the document camera to fully wind up, in other words, to fully boot up and to be able to control all the other sources. So you'll notice that after we turned the power button blue, there's another smaller button to the right that's now glowing. And when the document camera is in this position, what it means is that anything that's on the white platen will be displayed on the projector or the TV screens that are located in the room. If I press and hold the small blue button for about 1 second, it changes to a green color. And the green color will then allow the instructor's PC, the computer that's located in the teaching cart, to now show up on the screen, provided it's turned on and not in the sleep mode. There's one third option here for those of you who are bringing an external computer with you, so your own laptop. There's a connection on the right side of the document camera that we'll get into a little bit further that will allow your computer to show up on our projector or TV screens. What I'd recommend is that we turn on, in this case, the projector in the room. And I can hear a real short audio beep. The projector will take about 30 to 60 seconds to turn on and to show the image on the screen. And in this room, I'll actually have a button to pull down or to lower the screen. In many rooms, it's a manual string that will need to be pulled if it's using a projector. So look in the center of the teaching wall and slowly pull the screen down. And right now, we've got about 5 more seconds left until we can see the image that shows up on the screen. And the image that I'm displaying right now is an image of the projector remote, because I've placed it on the document camera, and I have 2 buttons that are glowing blue at this point. The document camera is where all the magic occurs, so it's the control system for all the other devices. So right now, if I wanted to see the computer, I would need to make sure the computer is turned on. So the first thing I'll need to do is to find that computer. And in this situation, the computer is either going to be directly at my knees, perhaps behind a door or a drawer, or in this situation, on the side. On the document camera, in order to have the computer show up on the projector screen, I'll press the glowing small blue button and I'll make it turn green. And at that point, within a couple of seconds, the computer screen will now appear up on the projector. And there's some other options here that we have on the document camera as well, but they're not necessary for these 2 functions to work. It is important to point out at this point that while the computer is turned on, we also have computer speakers that are connected to that. And on these speakers, if you notice here, there's a volume control knob. And normally I would recommend making sure that above the word volume that you see the glowing red button. And if it's not, that means the power switch needs to be turned on. And that's located just to the right of the volume knob. So in this case it's glowing red, that means it's turned on. I've placed the volume at about halfway, about 50%. I'll log into the computer and I'll test the volume. And in order to log into the computer, if you're not set up with a CWC account yet, you can contact the CWC help desk at 307-855-2198. If you're on a CWC phone, if there's a phone nearby, you can dial 2198, reach the help desk, and they'll be able to provide you with a CWC username and password that you'll be able to access this with. If you're doing this work early on, that guest account will expire each week. So if you're doing some pre-preparation, just make sure you have one that's current. And in this situation, what I'm going to do right now is run a test sound out of the computer. So you could do any type of sound you'd like, but you need to make sure that the computer's volume is turned up all the way. You can hear the ding. And I know by launching Windows Media Player and choosing one of the default audio tracks that I've got a decent audio sound in the room. We'll go into more detail with some other options on these multimedia cards, perhaps some more detail on how to use the document camera, how to do some more of the advanced settings within the computer at a later date. Thanks a lot.